כתבונת שפורסמה, אבל סיפור גדול מאחורי כותרת קטנה, על שיחות הרגעה חשאיות שמתנהלות באומן בין ארצות הברית ואיראן. השיחות האלה שאומנם קיבלנו להם דיווח עכשיו בהקשר של עוד פעם סיום המלחמה, נאמר שם שיש איזושהי כוונה משותפת, רצון משותף לראות את הממשל בישראל מתחלף. מהותן, כן, החלק החשוב בהם זה סיפור של הגרעין האיראני. אני חושבת שבשעה שכולנו, ובצדק, כן, עסוקים עד צוואר בענייני רפיח, האג, גנץ, אמן וכדומה, יש לנו מספיק צרות על שולחננו, מאחורי הקלעים ממשיך, כן, הסכנה הגדולה ביותר, לא רק שאיננה נמוגה, היא גדלה והולכת. ארצות הברית ממשיכה להכיל את את הארי, את הנמר האיראני בכל מיני דרכים חשאיות. זה התחיל מתהליכי פיוס והפשרת כספים, זה ממשיך באותם דיונים, באותו משא ומתן חשאי, להרגעת האזור סלש ניסיונות עדיין להגיע לאיזשהו הסכם גרעין. הדבר הזה הוא הדבר החמור ביותר, האיום הקיומי המרכזי שמרחף בסוף מעל ראשה של מדינת ישראל והעולם כולו. כל הדבר הזה, כל הפייסנות האמריקאית מול האיראנים נולדה בחטא וחייבת להסתיים. זה המהלך שאובמה התחיל איתו ב-2012, והמהלך הזה לצערנו ממשיך עד עצם היום הזה.
You became Secretary of State. How much oil was Iran selling a day?
I'll have to come back to you on any numbers. I don't have the numbers.
You don't know. It doesn't surprise me you don't know. It was about 300,000. How much oil is Iran selling today?
We've applied sanctions against more than 200 entities that are engaged in petrochemicals.
How much oil?
You can tell me. I'm sure.
Don't filibuster.
You know. I'm not filibustering.
How much oil are they selling today? Do you know?
You tell me.
Apparently you don't know. So you don't know how much they were selling. It was 300,000. Today they're selling about 2 million barrels a day. Let me ask you.
And given the sanctions, given the export controls, given the other controls we put on, the cost of doing that, the evasion that they have to engage in, which we're trying to cut
They've
off,
made about $80 billion. Let me ask you another question. I'm running out of time, so I'm not interested in speeches. Let me ask you this. How many Ghost Fleet ships did Iran have in November 2020?
We have sanctioned more than 200
It's a question.
of those.
I'm not. How many did they have?
The total number, I can't tell you what it had in 2021. I'll come back to you with that, but we have...
the number was about 70.
Yeah,
how many did they have today?
We blocked about 50 of them.
Okay, let's see how effective you are. How many do they have today?
As I said, we blocked about 50 of them.
How many do they have today?
You tell me, I'm sure you...
They have about over 400. Look, this administration desperately wants a new Iran deal. You have been showering cash on Iran from day one. And understand, the $6 billion you were asked about is the tip of the iceberg. By refusing to enforce oil sanctions, we have seen Iran's oil sales go from 300,000 barrels a day when you got into office to over 2 million barrels a day today. That's $80 billion. 90% of Hamas's funding comes from Iran in a very real sense. This administration, you and President Biden, funded the October 7th attacks by flowing $100 billion to a homicidal, genocidal regime that funded those attacks. You funded our enemies and you undermine our friends. When Joe Biden became president, he inherited peace and prosperity in the world. We now have two simultaneous wars waging, the worst war in Europe since World War II and the worst war in the Middle East in 50 years. Both, I believe, were caused by this administration's consistent weakness. To our friends and allies, this administration has consistently undermined, weakened, and attacked them. And to our enemies, this administration has shown constant appeasement and indeed has flowed billions of dollars to the enemies of America who want to kill us.